So here's the start of our trails going up the hill. This is by our lower water buffalo. It's 1,000 gallons. We can fit 1,100 gallons in it though. And it's got a pipe that runs up to the top. I'll show that in a minute. So up the trail, start of it, we've got different things, local or French thyme here, different than the French thyme that I'm used to. And put a couple Thai basils, also known as cinnamon basil here. Put those in the ground. So we cut in some stairs, and not exactly ADA compliant, but does get the job done. And the water pipe here is a 3/4 inch pipe that goes from the pump room up to the upper buffalo, and we can pump unfiltered water up to there as a storage. Gives us an extra 1,100 gallons, and when we need it we just open a valve down here and then gravity feed it back down. So there's a little temporary house. We got some papaya here growing wild with some papayas ripening. Got the weather station, a temporary house with our solar panels, because we're off grid here where we build our main house. It gives us water and electricity. And again, it's just another beautiful day. A little hazed up since this morning when I took the other video, but kind of see the outlines of the islands out there. So we will head up to the upper portion. This trail was one of the originals that we had built, and so we have not maintained it, and we'll get there eventually. So here we can go to the left or go to the right. Starting on the left side, we have a trail where we built some stairs over here, and we have the aloe that our neighbor Jerry was getting rid of, so we hauled it up the hill and placed it all around this large boulder area. So up here we have a little wild papaya and just a bunch of aloe all through here, various other plants that we brought up. So down below is going to be the area where our main domes will be. And here, but this area is large boulder area that we had found. I was hiking through the woods when Denise had taken Kent to Minnesota, and I was hiking through here and found it's completely grown over, and I'll add a picture of what it used to look like. So I uncovered it before she got home, and then the rock that she's sitting on, the throne area there, was actually about 15 feet up the hill, and I wanted to get it down there and managed to slide it and roll it, and bam, perfect landing right there. So I was pretty happy with that. We eventually added all the aloe around the edges here, some of the other plants, and then built the stairs going up to make it a little bit easier. So then we'll go up to the other rock section. Up here and to the left, this is another rock, just another sitting area that's quiet and out of the way, out of the wind, gives a nice cool breeze and keeps you cool. It's got a little it's an excellent modeling job there. It's got a little drink holder there, so you can sit here and read, do whatever. It's just been a nice area. We have desert rose here that our friend Delta had given us about 1.5 years ago. That's doing well, and other plants. So then back up here, we'll go back this way. Here's some more aloe, and mixed in with some local herbs. And then Denise and I had found this other boulder in here, and this made another perfect area. As you can see, it's all shaded in here, and we have a couple of these, what do we call them, snake plants? Yeah, I can't remember what the name was, but we had planted this one last year, and then another one popped up beside it, so we ended up moving it to the left of it, and it's doing well also. So here's our big rock up here, another one where the curve fits your legs, and then it's got a back there, which is more of a backrest, so it's just another comfortable place to sit and hang out and relax. You can hear the waves out there, and it's nice. You stay fairly shaded in that section. So here we have a couple of the bananas, and they're not getting enough water. I'm going to start bringing water from the Upper Buffalo to these and see if we can get the large one to get some fruit. And then once it does, I'll take the one at the base of it and let that, well, cut the top of the big one off, and then let the big one, or let the, if I can talk here, the small one grow in its place, and hopefully get some more water to this one here so it can produce some bananas. So here we've got the pipe that goes up to that Upper Buffalo right there. I just kept it simple. You have to step over it. So through our little tunnel area, and then we go up to what was originally just a little camping area, flattened area. So Jerry had given us this bench, and so we hauled all these rocks up from the excavation area and made the patio, a part of the patio here. And so this is pretty much on the edge of our property, goes down at an angle, and also up to the top, kind of at an angle out of the way. And so just another peaceful area up here. We have the concrete mixer because we added that second buffalo up top, which we'll go to in a minute, and it just wasn't worth hauling it back down right now. It's out of the way, so there it'll stay. So we go up to an area, we have a turpentine tree, also known as a tourist tree, because the bark peels like a burnt tourist. And so it was this cool looking tree, so we wanted to get another area up there, and so we brought a bunch of rum barrels here, and then this was a huge angle. We cut this notch and then filled the barrels, took all the dirt off the rocks and filled the barrels with rock, and just kind of as a retaining wall. We haven't had a chance to get up here and finish it, but you can see here's tourist tree. I'll come around the other side here so we don't put the camera in the sun, but it's a pretty good sized tree.
It can be seen from Jerry's place.
Yeah, it's seen from Jerry's place, down the hill to the west. But supposedly these trees can bend pretty well in a hurricane, but if you were to actually get on there and hang on a branch, it would probably break off. So one of these days we'll get up here and finish this part. Our whole goal is to have the whole property or the majority of the property be useful in some one way or another, versus just being on a hillside without being able to do anything with it. So we'll come back down here. And Super Max, our mountain goat, has no problem with these hills. He just runs and jumps. Come on, Max. So going up to this section, we've got the Upper Water Buffalo, and we have a soursop here, soursop there, here a soursop, there a soursop. And then we have our little pile of rocks right here. So when Denise and I were originally looking at the property, we had come up to this point and we could see blue through, we could see the sea, and then looking off in different directions, we could tell that we would be able to see the sea. So we thought, okay, yeah, this is where definitely want to buy this property, but we didn't know how we'd find where we were on the property later. So we grabbed a whole bunch of rocks and just put them on there on the ground right there, and that's how we eventually found them and knew where we were when we were buying the property. So here's another soursop, and soursop there, and another soursop. And here is the upper water buffalo. It's another 1,000 gallons where we can fit really 1,100 in it. And you can see the pipe comes in, and all I do is open a valve down below, and because the one at the base is closed, the water shoots up to the top into the overflow port and fills it up. If I want to drain water back out, open a valve down below and open that valve at the base and gravity feed it back down. So we have passion fruit growing at the base of it, and we took blocks of wood and wire and wrapped them around each of the indents on the tank and made it as a trellis for the passion fruit to grow. We have some on the back side also, not as big yet. And then just last week or a week or so ago, we ran strings across to the other trees just to get them started so they could grow off to the sides, and did that on both sides. We'll eventually cut those strings so the plants will have a little more flexibility when the strong winds come, or if we get a hurricane. Hopefully they want to let it flex more than it does break or get to a point where it's going to just rip it apart. The pipe on top is a 2-inch pipe that goes up to the road, our access road to our property, and we can fill water there if we need to, and then just gravity feed it down to the lower tank. So that's pretty much our upper property, and here's a view from the upper part.